So this is Darriynn Brown, 18. He was arrested for murdering Cash Gernon, 4 years old, in Texas. So on May 15th at 4:58 a.m., Brown broke into a home on the 7500 block, Florina Parkway, and snatched the little baby while he was sleeping next to his brother. At 6:45 a.m., local resident Antoinette Square found Cash stabbed to death in the middle of the street. At 7:30 a.m., Darriynn Brown returned to the little boy's bedroom to get his other brother. At 10 a.m., Monica Sherrod wakes up to find Cash is missing. And at 11 a.m., she called 911 to report Cash as missing. She shares the house with her children, Matthew, 15, Landon, 14, Cameron, 18, and Emily, 16. Cash and his twin brother, Carter, sleep in a room in the back of the house, in a crib that they share together. She said they were on the other side of the house, didn't hear anything because they were all sleeping. But the Nannycam captured Darriynn Brown as he snatched Cash from his crib. Brown came back 2 hours later to snatch Cash's twin brother Carter, but was spooked off. So if you look closely, when Brown originally goes in there when it's dark, curtains are still hanging up. When he returns at 7:30 in the morning, the curtains are all hanging off the window. Why? If he came in through the door. The Dallas medical examiner revealed Cash's cause of death was multiple stab wounds. His body was found in the 7500 block of Saddle Ridge Drive, out in the middle of the street. He was lying in a pool of blood, had multiple wounds from what investigators say was an edged weapon. And he didn't have on shirt or shoes. So the woman that found him said she initially thought he was a dog in the road. And the closer I get to it, I can tell it's a human because I see a hand and I see legs. Very traumatizing. I have 3 kids. To see a child covered in blood in the middle of the street, it's truly traumatizing. That's when I noticed the baby had ants at the bottom of his feet, so I knew he was deceased then. It was heart-wrenching because this baby could have been no more than 5. Square said she was hysterical as she alerted authorities. She said, "I'm praying that this baby gets justice." Now, the boy's father, TREVOR Gernon, moved in with Sherrod in February of 2021. According to her, he took off in March because he had a warrant, and she hasn't been able to find him. So he abandoned his boys at her house. Sherrod says, "Trevor is actually a very good dad. This is a mishap for him. I don't understand what's going on in his life right now. He's a coward. His son passed away, and he's letting us deal with all of it as if it's our fault. I don't know where Trevor is." Her youngest children, since the murder happened, have been taken away by CPS. She said Brown was an acquaintance to one of her sons. And he was allegedly visiting her house while she was out grocery shopping 2 days before Cash's murder. She returned home and found Brown spending time with Cash. The unannounced visit and playtime with her young son irritated Sherrod. "I told him, don't come back around my kids. I don't want you." She allegedly chewed out her older son and daughter for letting the young man into the home without her permission. "I got upset with them. He was only here a short time." Her daughter said Brown creeped her out. Now let's take a listen to what Her son says about how the guy got in.
The door is broke right here, as you can see. It doesn't have a latch on it, so we use a chain now to lock it up. And that's where he came in. He lifted the door up, and right here, as you can see, it's been kicked in or tampered with, if you would call it. And he made his way through here while we were all asleep. Quiet, I guess. I don't know why nobody heard him around here. And then into here. This is where the boys slept. This is where they were sleeping that night. They slept in the bed. He just came in, just stood over him, just watched him. The cameras are here, directly at the crib, watching. They just picked him up, took him back that way, carried him, just like carried him. Brought him back this way, and just took him back out that way. And from there,
Let's take a listen to what she says. Now, I just have to point out, my opinion, this woman acts like she's spun, on drugs.
Oh, he was happy. He was a happy baby. He, eager to learn. He was very eager to learn. He wanted to know how to read so bad. He always said, "What does that say? And what's that say? And then what's that say?" Oh, man.
Was he a happy child?
He was a very happy child. Very, very, very happy. And he was, like I said, eager to learn. He loved bugs. I don't like bugs. Cash would chase me with bugs. And he thought it was funny. Cash was more outspoken than Carter. Cash was the leader. He was the one that showed Carter how to do everything. Carter's a smart boy. Cash was the one that was brave enough to follow through with everything. So Cash was he loved school. He loved, like I said, reading. He loved books. I used to read to them every night. And he always wanted me to read the same book over and over again.
And you went to shrine to him for the first time yesterday?
Yes.
And you laid down his favourite toy?
His dinosaur. He loved the dinosaur. It was given to him by my son Landon. And Cash, I have so many videos and pictures of him running around the house with that dinosaur. He will be missed here very much. Very much so. Cash was like my own son.
Can you tell me a little bit about the day when it happened?
Yeah. I woke up a little late because, like I said, Cash didn't wake me up. Cash is normally the one that wakes me up. In the morning, we get up about 7. We eat the breakfast, and then we get ready for school. That's what they called it. And we'd sit at the table and do our ABCs and our shapes and our colors, and then I'd let them go play, and then we'd do lunch and then naps. The day
what
that
happened on this day?
the day that he was missing, I got up late and I thought it was weird. It was kind of like, it's 10 o'clock, you guys, already. You waited late to wake Mommy up, so I figured Cash was still in bed. My son is who walked in the room and said, "Where's Cash at, Carter?" Because they're never separate. They don't separate. And Carter goes, "He went outside. He went out front." So we believed Carter, you know what I'm saying? And so my boys started looking for him, and I started screaming, "Cash, if you're hiding from Mommy, it's not funny anymore. Come out, it's time for breakfast." He wouldn't answer, so I called 911.
Did you look for him around the house?
Yes, they went all the way around the block. My boys did. They went all the way up this alleyway. They walked all the way down to the little corner, you know, yelling for Cash. And he wasn't answering, and I knew something was wrong. Something in my mind I knew. So I called 911 and told them I couldn't find Cash. And they said, when did I notice he was gone? I said, immediately when I got up, when Carter woke me up. We noticed Cash was gone, and I didn't even think about their surveillance system.
When did you look at the surveillance?
When we were at the detective's office, my son, I was crying and I was confused and like in a million pieces and praying to God they would still find Cash, and that little boy wasn't Cash. I kept telling my daughter, that's not Cash. And she said, Mommy, it has to be. Nobody else is missing a baby.
When there was a report of a body that had been found?
And I said, no, it's not Cash. And when my son had went into his interview, Matthew was the last to be interviewed, he remembered all of a sudden, Mom has cameras. And I when you're going through something like that, you don't think about all of that. All you think about is your baby that's missing. And when they said, Mom has cameras, I rewinded the cameras, and there he was, the boy taking my son out of his bed.
How did you feel when you saw that?
I freaked out. I'm sure my kids heard me. I was devastated. I started screaming because my daughter kept telling me, Mom, somebody did this. Mom, somebody did this to our baby. And I'm like, no, they didn't. He's going to be found. They're going to find him. And they did. They did do it. They took him. Why would they hurt him? He was 4. He was like this big, like he was so little. He wasn't even the size of a 4-year-old. He was so tiny. I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can't.
Can you just tell me where you saw the
Go. It looks like all torn apart. I've got the surveillance if you want to see it. I had no clue he was even taken. I thought Cash got out. I thought he got out the front door.
So I went looking for him.
So we all did. My son, him, and my son Matthew were basically looking for him. And when 10 minutes into it, I called 911 because I realized he didn't just get out. We couldn't find him.
So it's important to note that this woman refers to herself as Mom, but she's not their stepmom, and she's not their bio mom. She has posted a GoFundMe fundraiser on her Facebook page, even though she doesn't have either boy. One of them is dead. She's lost all her kids. Why are you posting this? So the boy's real mom, Melinda Seagroves, has allegedly been searching for them for an extended amount of time. And little Carter is back with his mother and grandmother right now. Brown is in jail on $1.5 million bail after formerly being charged with kidnapping and burglary. Dallas investigators anticipate additional charges pending results from a forensic analysis. His mom told CBS 11 her son was being framed. I really hope this little boy gets justice.